Welcome to Obstacle Running Adventures.
And the thing
There's a
is, like,
lot of them that are still owed what they called travel stipends from the pro contracts from back in, I don't know, was it 2020, 2021 or something like
I think it was
that?
2020, or no, maybe it was 2021. But you're right.
Yeah, so a lot of them are still owed that. I don't know if Spartan deems that like if that's going to happen, and so that might be a conflict. I don't know, but I know a lot are still owed that.
Is
I know
it
other
is it
pros.
just Spartan or is some of the DECA payouts not being paid too?
I think it's the same. I think
It's the
there's some
same.
behind on some of the DECA ones too.
Yeah,
Because
and more than
wasn't
just the
Yancey on top of that like at first?
It's not. It's out of his control.
Is it
Like that's not his.
right?
He can push, but ultimately he does not have that
He
power.
doesn't have the checkbook. He
No,
Yeah,
can't.
but wasn't he when they first started the DECA? Wasn't he making sure that they were trying to get him paid like the day of and stuff at first? I mean, I might be remembering wrong.
there were times where they're getting paid on the podium,
That's
you
the way
know.
it should be. I
And I know,
remember when
yeah.
Coble was getting the checks ready.
yeah, I know that is the Yancey's ultimate goal to get that
Mm.
happening again.
That's
But
the way it
like
should be.
Fran said, they don't give him the checkbook.
Mm.
Otherwise, I
That
have
would
no
be
doubt.
great fun if they gave him the checkbook.
I think I'd make a lot more money.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And it's also like it's going to DECA too. It's also, and I don't know if this has been corrected, Dave, you would know better, but the affiliates weren't really getting paid out too, because the way that it works is Spartan gets the money and then the
Mhm.
affiliates get their cut. And so when you take in the money, you have the money. The money's here. They need to like distribute it quickly because I think they just lose track of it. And then, and I know a lot of gyms that were owed a lot of money for a long time, and it's difficult to be an affiliate and want to like represent this brand when the brand is kind of taking active shit on you. So,
Yeah.
Same
I,
comment for Europe as earlier, by the way.
okay.
what's that one, Fran?
Yeah.
Same comment for Europe as earlier.
This is why you're here, Fran, to show us how things can be.
Yeah, they get
Yeah, I mean,
legit sponsors over there.
well, I think the difference is too is like Francis, who controls the checkbook over there,
Right.
right? And that it makes a big difference.
They just
Who is
appreciate
it? Is it
OCR
Jones?
over there more.
I think we're just a much, much smaller team. And I think things in Europe are cheaper, so it's easier to do things. Like honestly, the price difference is mega, and it is a smaller team. Don't forget everything in US is kind of the central hub, which we all take advantage of, and we couldn't do without them. So it's not like we run as an island and just do it with less people, but it does make things quicker and easier for sure, having fewer people.
And I think ultimately it comes down to like leadership. Like whoever has the checkbook, I may or may not know who it is, but like if they're not doing a good job and it's reflecting negatively on your brand, maybe someone else should be holding the checkbook for a little bit.
Yeah, and then you hear stories about staffers in here in the U.S. not getting paid too sometimes.
And venues. So
All I can talk about is my experience, and I get paid.
good. I'm glad to hear that. But yeah. And then do we think that this athlete issue is going to happen again, or do you think that they've learned their lesson and they're going to stay on top of things now?
I hope so.
I think, obviously people listen to Joe and then they just discount everything he says a lot of times because lots of reasons. But I think from his words, they desperately want to make everything right and do it right the first time. It's not a matter of desire. I think the desire is there to do everything above board and correctly. And I believe that.
But when you hear this every 3 years, it's like.
But I also understand that there are reasons why things don't happen the way you want them to.
The thing is, like, it's really frustrating doing this, and I see this all the time because you see the same people on the one hand go, and let's use other brands as an example, but like, you should do this, and you should be better at this, and you should be doing this. Well, then come and support the brand, come and be part of it. Come and why aren't you holding it here? Why aren't you having because it's a really hard thing to do because this is ultimately a business and it's a really hard business to run and it takes a lot of money and a lot of people who are very skilled and it's really difficult. And yeah, can businesses run like this? No, not forever. Of course they can't. But then if you all gonna like it's eventually going to go. All of them are going to go. I'm not just talking about Spartan, I'm talking about everyone. Like that they're not fountains of money. They're really, really not.
I've been the proponent for a long time, and I'll speak from DECA that DECA should take the prize money away.
Mm.
You know,
And that's
leave
the
it
other
for
It
discussion.
does more harm to not pay it
leave
than
it
to
for
not have it.
wolves, right?
What I mean, here's my suggestion, and I wish they would do that. And I agree with you, Dave. But what I would say is don't advertise this payout if you can't pay it the day of.
Yeah.
Like if you can't pay $10,000 to the top person, and you know it's going to be money you're going to have to owed, say it's going to be 1,000. You know, tell them what you can pay the day of, and if you can't pay it the day of, then just don't advertise prize money.
It's such a shame because the not paying of athletes, which is not okay, and
No.
I hope nobody hears anything that I say is saying it's okay, has done such damage to the brands, and there are so many elite athletes who no longer want to take part because of it, and yet are very happy to go to sports where there is no payout.
Exactly.
You know, we see athletes working
Like-
really hard in loads of sports where there's no payout, but there are obviously other opportunities for them. We don't need the money to make it
Exactly.
a good sport, but the damage is going to be irreparable soon.